Good morning, everyone on YouTube. It's Sunday, January 10th. It's about 24 degrees Fahrenheit today, about -5 Celsius, give or take. And as you can see, the roof is as we left it in the last video. So what we're going to talk about now is how to get the product up on the roof. So I've got some guys here. Today is going to be a full day of roofing. And what we're going to do is we're going to get the finished roofing slate shingles put up on the roof. Sorry about the noise, that's me stepping on the ice. And the copper flashing that goes around the whole perimeter of the building. So this should look really, really good by the end of today. I'm super excited and nervous because all I've ever seen was samples of the product. So what I'm waiting to do is see what this looks like as a whole field of product up on the roof. So, you know, it's difficult times with COVID for everybody. It's difficult to find materials and check stuff out. So what I'm doing here is taking a bit of a gamble, but I think it'll look great. So we'll keep you posted. In this video, you can probably see the copper is unboxed from a local fabricator who had made the copper flashing for the drip edge, and then a little bit of a splash shield. And it goes up quick, and I gotta say, the copper, you know, it just makes a really, really nice touch. I think all the copper involved in this whole roof worked out to be a little less than $2,500, which sounds like a lot, and it is a lot to a lot of folks, but I'll tell you, it just, when it's first put up there, it just looks amazing. It's like the crown jewel of the place. Now, obviously, it will age and fade out to where you don't see the shiny reflective copper like you do over there, but for a couple of days anyway, you really do feel like you get what you're paying for with the copper flashing. I think on the main house, the copper lasted for about 6 months before it started to tarnish. But it looks great even when it's tarnished. That's why I bought it. But it looks especially nice for a few moments while it's bright, shiny copper. So just wanted to show the professional detail these guys did when they did the breaking of the copper on their CNC brake. Each one is individually labeled for which part number it is. Here you can see this is the 212 pitch. That's the 512 pitch. Just very nicely done. I'll get the manufacturer of who did this down in Westchester County in New York. And if anybody ever needs any metal work done, they seem to have done a very, very nice job. So there's that. And then over here, as you can see, the product that I'm actually putting on is called Inspire. It's a roofing product by a company called Boral, or Boral, I don't know how you say it. But the product is their Classic Slate series in forest green. Since the front roof is a 2-pitch, I just want to say that you are supposed to put a double layer of water and ice protection underneath it, as per the manufacturer's specifications. So that's what we're doing here today. It is now warmed up to above freezing, which is nice. So got the copper flashing up on the drip edge up on the roof, and just about to install the second layer of water and ice. That'll be the underlayment for the shingle product. Well, it is just about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. As you can see, the pace has gone a bit slow compared to often normal roofing with shingles where you can use the air nailers, because the guys are hand nailing everything to keep the warranty in check and make sure that everything is good as per the product specifications. So it's going a little slow, but it's quality work. The guys are doing a great job so far, it looks like. From here, I crawled up on the roof during their lunch break to take a look. It was too hard to film a video up there, though, because there's kind of things everywhere, and it doesn't give a good perspective. But maybe when it's close to done, we'll jump back up there and take a video on the side. So, yeah, they've been at it for half a day, or more than half a day already, and it's going to be daylight for another couple of hours anyway. And yeah, we'll see if they can get this side finished before dark. Hopefully they can, because that would be a good breaking point, is just to have this side all buttoned up and then focus on the north side of the house when they come back, which probably won't be for a few days. Today's Sunday, and I expect they'll come back on Wednesday at the earliest. So that's the progress update. Let's see how far we get before dark. Well, it's now 3:30 in the afternoon. Got another good solid hour of daylight left, and then it's going to start to get pretty dusky. But they might just make it. I'd say they're 3/4 of the way done, maybe a little more. It's hard to tell because, they peak up in the center and then kind of ramp back down, but making steady progress. Guys are working hard, and it's looking like a roof, which is nice. Feeling good about that. All right, I'll keep you posted. For the deer hunters amongst us, all this racket putting a roof on right now. Yeah, that's like 7 deer strolling out of the woods right there. Just coming to check on things. One's a big buck, I can tell. See some horns from here. Good sized body. I mean, they're not smart. I'm just saying. All this racket, people literally banging on a roof, and they don't care. Well, good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you're watching this YouTube. It's January 17th, Sunday, 2021. Big day today. Gonna get started on the roof on this side, the north side of the house. As you can see, it's got the deck armor on, which was a temporary solution, and yeah, it leaks. I definitely get little puddles, inside the garage area. So yeah, it's time to put the real roofing material on it. As you can see, pallets of material there. We've got another half a pallet laying on the other side of the building. I'll bring around with a tractor today, or hand carry, depending on what they need. This side of the roof is pretty steep on the pitch. I think it's a 5.1 pitch. So we're gonna be using the ladders today rather than just walking on them, because it'll get slick. Anyway, it's just after dawn. That's that pretty sky you see over there. Yep. So I would assume we'll start hand banging these things sometime in the next hour or so. It's just before 8 o'clock in the morning right now. And it's somewhere in the neighborhood of 28 degrees, I think, right now. 28 to 30, somewhere in there. But it's supposed to get as high as 35. So if the sun's shining, 35 degrees shouldn't be terrible. It's cold, don't get me wrong. But this is the plan. Next time I show this, we should see some progress. And the beauty is, on this side of the house, I can walk right up to the roofing material, show you the copper drip edge, show you the shingle product as it's laid up on the roof. The other side, it's so high off the ground, you can't even really see it from the ground. It's kind of funny. But anyway, that's what's going on today. Step one here is the copper drip edge. Looking pretty good. Detail on the corner. Getting her set up. Just want to show a quick video. You can cut these roofing tiles with a regular table saw. It makes quick work of them rather than a razor knife. Just a pro tip. As you can see, the copper is on, and then you can see the red chalk line down for the reference for the straight line. And right now we're putting on the starter course, which goes on first, and then the regular shingles will go over that.
We'll see at the end of the day how much we can get down.
Yeah, I hope quite a bit, but
I hope it will fit it.
it's just as much as you can safely,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. With the gang is more faster, and this way is cracked, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, you gotta sometimes you gotta do it with hand, man.
Yeah, it's nice because they're marked with the holes right where you're supposed to put the stuff.
Oh yeah, yes,
Kinda nice.
yes, the hole. You see the two circles.
Yeah.
There's gotta be the holes.
Nice. Very nice. So here you can see one of the tricks is that if you have to cut one down for width, you always cut it, but you do the rip on the inside edge in here, and that keeps you from from having an exposed edge that's raw on the outside. So you always cut inside, and you have to make sure you stagger it. So I think you're at least 4 inches or something on the outside when you do a cut. So you might have to do 2 in the middle. As you can see now, got the scaffolding up to lay out the material, and it's you know, the roof's all marked out in the chalk. See the straight lines. That tells you right where to go once you do the measuring. And now it's going to be just game on. Try to get as many shingles up there as possible safely, and we'll check back in a bit. I think this part's pretty impressive to watch. Just watching them work one after another, staggered in line, kind of in unison, without sort of even having to talk about it. They just work at a pretty even pace, and you know, chit-chatting, having a good time. It's nice. Like, it's nice to watch the workmen just comfortable in their jobs and able to just make it happen very efficiently. So this is pretty fun to watch. They're a good crew. Highly recommended. Well, it's about 11:30, and you can see this is the progress you get for about 3.5 hours. And I would say they're a quarter of the way done. Definitely a quarter of the way done. So it might just get done today. I figure sundown is sometime around 4:45, something like that. So we'll see if they can get it to happen. Looking good. Pretty pleased so far. Well, here we are, a little bit later. It's the crack of noon. It's just about 5 minutes to noon or so, and I would say they are, in fact, halfway done. If they keep up the pace, they'll be done by sundown today at the rate they're going, but it'll be close. We'll see. So far, it's looking pretty good from here. All right, welcome back. After a little pause, it's now 2:11 in the afternoon, and I'll be dipped. This place is almost done with shingles. The slates, I should say. They're not really slate, they're synthetic. I should mention that. So this is a product by a company called Boral, and I'll take a photo of the actual product up close later. But yeah, they've basically got, I don't know, the top row, and then just the copper flashing to put over the top, and then a couple little strange cuts they have to do on some of the eaves that hang over from the other side of the garage. And then the last detail is just some trim cutting I asked them to do, and that should pretty much wrap that up. So it definitely looks like slate from here. Sun came out a little bit. Doesn't feel quite freezing, which is nice. All right, wrapping up the day here. Getting kind of late. It's probably 3 o'clock. But as you can see now, putting on the upper copper flashing, which is special bend, just to sort of finish off that strange peak. And then you can see they've rolled out copper flashing at the bottom, where it rolls up the wall, which is regular, rolled flashing material. So things look pretty good on that front. I think probably another hour and a half, they'll have this bent over nice, and everything done up really good. On the corner where the two guys are crouching, they're doing the solder joint to finish the copper on the roof, which I'm very excited about. I mean, they were good enough to ask, do I want to solder the joints or use the silicone? And obviously the answer is solder it. So I'm glad they asked. A lot of contractors would just be like, throw the silicone up there and call it a day. But gonna get what I want and what's the right thing for this roof. So really happy about that. And yeah, about to finish up. I think there's only about four of the slates left to put up, and it's just the rest of the copper, and that's the end of the job. Thanks for watching. I thought I would show this just because for me it's damn near magical. Every time they lay another piece of this copper flashing over the edge, it just looks so much more finished and done, and the copper just jumps out. It's like just fantastic. It's like this nice bright shiny jewelry just highlighting someone's face. Yeah, I just think it's amazing. So I thought I would show that, because every single time they pass one of those pieces up over the ridge, I just get just the greatest kick out of that, because it's like literally like a cherry on a cake or something. Maybe you think it's equally interesting. Maybe not. Well, it's 4:30, just about. Sun's setting, and they're packing up their stuff. Everything's cleaned up. Should say everything. I'll be finding nails on the ground for weeks, I'm sure. I should probably get a magnet and make a pass over kind of where everything fell off the roof. But there she is. Copper's installed, soldered joints on the top, flashed everywhere it needs to be flashed. Everything looks pretty good. There's really nothing to complain about. There's one corner I'm not right in love with in terms of how they wrap the copper, but I'll try to go up there and fix that maybe this spring when it's a little warmer. Nothing that a little bit of time with a hammer and some tin snips couldn't help just tighten up a gap. I'm not even concerned about it for the aesthetics. It's mostly because bees or wasps will try to get under the copper and make a home if I don't tighten up the gap. So yeah, basically this is it for the roof project. I'm gonna call it done. A little bit of here and there work, and I'm sure, you know, if anything happens or if it leaks or something, I would obviously have them back. But so far, it rained once when this side that you're looking at now was completed. Everything was nice and dry. After the next rain, hopefully the north side will be nice and dry. It should be, certainly. But yeah, I think this is pretty much it for this phase of the garage project. I think next up, I have to make a hard decision of whether I want to put the gutters on the garage next, or spring for the garage doors and man door that are missing. There's some other projects I'm working on as well, trying to get some electricity brought in and some insulation, but for now, that's it for the garage project. Hopefully we'll resume when it's a little bit warmer, maybe closer to March or April.